So, welcome back to the SpeedRacinJason podcast. I'm here today with my good friend Chris Breazile. I have not seen him in a very long time. He asked me to come on the podcast, and I was like, he goes, what do I have to do to be on the podcast? And I was like, not very much, because I'm just asking for guests right now. So literally just come over at a point in time and we'll film one. So I brought him in today. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Chris.
Chris.
Welcome to it.
Welcome to it. Okay, so we were having some pretty good conversations, and we were talking about all sorts of shit before we started up this podcast, but we were kind of thinking that now would be a good time to actually start filming, kind of laid down like what we do on this thing, how we do it. One of the things that we were talking about is this kid, Jammin' PNW. Shout out to him, sent me an Instagram DM. And he said maybe I could talk about a couple of these questions, and I think he had a few really good ones. So Chris was going to go with his dumbest crash story, or just all of his crash stories, I guess. You could just talk about those.
The dumbest one.
Yeah.
350.
Is that the dumbest one?
That's the dumbest one, just because that thing was a fucking beaut. Yeah. Oh God, I miss it.
I rolled in that thing with you out at Fair one time.
Dude, at Fair, we were whipping it.
Yep.
When you disconnected my battery, you tried to.
That was a different story, bro.
Yeah, we'll save that one for another time.
We could talk about that.
No. I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. Okay, yep. So
no bad decisions made that night.
No bad decisions made that night.
But yeah, dude, the worst crash, dude. I whipped that thing. I was taking someone home. Someone needed a ride home. And I because they were drunk partying at another buddy's house. And
Were you drinking? Plead the fifth as well?
No, I wasn't drinking.
Okay.
But I went and I
We don't support drinking and driving.
Never. Bad decisions. Got to his house and they were there. I rolled up and I was like, hadn't seen this kid in a while. And I was like, oh, what's up? And like he pours shots of Pendleton. I took a shot of Pendleton. One drink. I wasn't inebriated. I fucking
We're good here?
I'll explain.
Okay.
And then so I was taking her home and I was like on the back roads, like Hillsborough Highway. In Hillsborough. Yeah. Like coming out towards Sherwood.
Makes sense. Hillsborough Highway.
Right, dude. I was just like whipping and like, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought like I was going around this corner and like I just like was going way too fast. And I was just like, I just felt like I was gonna make it. It just hauling ass. It fucking starts to like whip out, oversteer, fucking overcorrect it, and like going this way on the left turn, whipped it back 180 into like a yard, and they just had like huge ass rocks in front of the yard. And like the rock caught like right in between the tire and like the fender and like just fucking tore the front end out on that side, like wrecked it. Oof. Fucking, and then the back end like hit another rock and like fucked up the whole back left side. It was totaled. And then they fucking they like cracked the transmission, like towing it onto the road to put it on the tow truck. So the tranny wasn't even good after that to part out. Did
you like destroy these people's yard, or was there
a little bit?
Or was there yard?
The rock stopped the truck, but it like shoved them into the yard. It like broke one of them in half. And then they didn't even take a claim out on the insurance.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, on the property. So like I didn't like cost that much. Like my insurance went up.
Yeah.
That truck was expensive to insure.
I bet it was the big F-350.
Dude, with my record too, with the fucking 2 crashes before that.
Do you want to talk about
the 3 crashes
before
that?
The 3 crashes before that? Do you want to talk about that?
Just a shitty fucking fender bender on the first one.
What was that car in?
The Prism.
The Prism?
Remember the Prism? Remember the Prism, bro?
Bro, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be clapping like that because
system?
I was just gonna say the clapping's too loud. Dude, the Prism was too loud. Was that a 15 in there?
No, I had 212s.
212s.
In a nice box. Like a nice ported box.
And you had like the upgraded alternator so the shit wouldn't die?
No. I got a new alternator and it was like better than the old one because the old one was like a 97.
You guys did mad work on the Prism though.
I just did an amp.
Didn't you guys also replace the whole motor in the Prism?
We did, dude. It went out. I was an idiot, bro. I like didn't change the oil. And like it burnt all of it. And then just fucking one day just like threw rod through the oil pan. There was like a bullet hole in the oil pan going outward.
I remember, dude, the Prism was so cool and it had the Cobra fucking gear knob.
Dude, I got the Cobra
that would light up the red
eyes. That was they would like flash or they'd be solid. It had like fucking settings.
Dude, we used to That thing you used to drive around too fast too. You remember?
There was a fucking stick, and I just used to go.
Those crazy. You live out on a long country road that has those horrible fucking turns. Dude, I've gotten in a crash out at your house. I was just with fucking Creepy Chris, bro.
Oh yeah, Creepy Chris just went straight.
Yeah. So I took him for a ride on my BMW at the time. He was like, "Is that thing fast?" And I'm an annoying 16-year-old kid. I'm like,
yeah,
"Oh,
fast.
bro, it's super fast.
the
You want to ride in
fastest.
it?" Take him down the street. You know, I'm kind of hauling ass. I almost kind of went straight on one of those corners.
Yeah.
And so I like slowed way down, turned left. We like went around, came back. You know, same type of shit. Come back to your house, get out. He looks at his like fucking 82 F250, bro, and he's like, "This thing's pretty fast too, man." And I'm like, "No, I don't. Yeah, that's okay." And he's like, "Do you want to take a ride in it?" And I'm like,
Nah.
"Not really," but he's like kind of pressuring me, you know. And I'm like, "Fuck, I guess I got to ride in this kid's fucking truck." He takes me down the street, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Hey, Chris, the corner's coming up right here." And he goes, "No, it's still for a bit." It was kind of like foggy that night. Motherfucker shifts like into fourth. It just goes like this. Just goes, "Coof." Straight into the fucking. He like
he didn't slow down at all.
well, he like slowed down a bit, so because then he sees the corner, and I'm like, "Dude, there's a corner." And he goes like this, just locks up the brakes, and like I said, you remember that thing? Dude, it was like a whole rust bucket, you know. It was not stopping, dude. He just like slams on the brakes and just skirts, and then it had like that gravel after the turn, you know. So he hits the gravel and just slides straight through it, and just goes doof into the fucking like reservoir, drainage ditch or whatever it is. And then he's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, I'm fine. I open up the door and we both jump out and we didn't even think about it. But that shit's filled with like 4 feet of water. You know those like big ditches? Yeah. So we both just jumped right in. And then we called whoever, because you guys were having like a bonfire. Stephanie was having like a bonfire. It was like all the hillbilly kids.
Yeah, that's why you were there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so we called whoever, we called one of them and we're like, just bring you in your truck, don't bring everyone, because Chris was all embarrassed, bro. The whole fucking crew comes down the road, because it was David. He calls David and goes, "Hey David, can you bring your truck and chains? Like, don't bring everyone though." And David gets off the phone, I think, and goes, "Chris said I need to bring my truck and chains. I gotta go get him. Da 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 da. He said not to bring everyone." 4 fucking cars come down the road, dude. It was funny.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'm sorry. So okay, I'm sorry. That was a big long tangent.
That was big.
I'm sorry. We're gonna keep going.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, we were talking about your
the
crash.
F350,
You did the F350, then you were talking about the Prism.
Yeah, it was a Prism.
I was then talking about you whipping on those roads and hitting those S corners fucking fast.
And the Prism, dude. It was low to the ground, dude. That thing.
With KM in the back seat. I remember this shit, bro. Like, I was probably 16.
With who in the back seat?
KM.
What's that?
Doing a code, bro. Caitlin. Not the last name on the last.
Probably.
It was, bro. Probably like 16 fucking years. I think I was 15, honestly.
I made it one time. I was at her house and I fucking left. I had to be home by fucking 10 or like 10:30, whatever. It doesn't matter what the time is. We're like 11.
Yeah, because you were like 15, 16.
Yeah, let's say I had to be there by 11. It could have been like 30, but I remember by the half hour of this story. So like if it was like, it was on an hour and I remember I had to be there by that time and like, it's like 10:30 and I'm just fucking, we're just like, I know I have to leave soon, right? And you just do the stupid like fucking forever to leave thing.
Yep.
And fucking,
I don't want to leave yet.
No, you know, yeah, pretty much. And like, ended up leaving at like went out to my car at like 38, like got in my car, like freaking picked my song, of course, like do my thing. And
you gotta get the good song.
Right, like get the songs going. Freaking left, and by the time I got to the end of the gravel driveway, it's like 41. Made it to, you know where like Jim's Thriftway is in Banks?
Yeah.
I made it all the way to there, bro, in time. I walked in the house at 11 o'clock. Like, I made it in like 20 minutes, like less than 20 minutes, dude. I was just fucking whipping
the Prism. Was so sick, dude. If people don't, I hope everyone that's listening to this kind of know what a fucking, like, what was it, 91 Geo Prism?
92?
92. I was a good guess right there, but that thing was
But it was, same thing as like it's the same exact car as a Toyota Camry. Yeah. Camry that day. It was just like different plastic on it.
Yeah.
There's a girl at my school had one that was like, like a year newer, and it was the same exact same cup holders, like same exact like texture on the steering wheel and seats, like design.
I worked at a
Hers
gas
was just an
station,
automatic.
and there was a kid that totally whipped one, but his was the boxy one, like the 2-door, like.
Yeah, mine was like.
Or no,
roundy.
his was a Geo Metro.
Oh.
Yep. I'm sorry. Confusing.
Those are legendary.
Those were even cooler,
50 miles
bro.
to the gallon.
Okay, wait. Okay, so yeah, you said the fender bender and the prism. You want to go on to your next one? You don't have to.
And the
You
next
just keep
one
going.
was-
Whichever ones you think are good, you can fucking talk about.
I think the next one was.
Or you can talk about all of them.
Was a Lancer. It was a yellow car, like a little Lancer.
I was just
like
gonna
a little like wannabe Subi.
I was just gonna say, I remember you haven't. It was a wannabe Evo, bro.
Yeah, because wasn't the Evo out first, and then they made like a regular Lancer to like for all like the poor people to buy.
I kind
It
of
was like supposed to be cool.
I kind of think
got
so,
the
but
OZ
yours,
Rally
I was
Racing
just
edition.
gonna say yours was the OZ Rally Racing
It was
Edition, which
the-
was like the cooler like Lancer, but
Yeah, it
not
had the
an
dope
Evo.
wheels. It had the dope stock wheels, bro.
But
and the
not an
full
Evo
profile
still?
tires.
Yes.
It was sick.
Okay. Yes. So how did
The wing. Had a wing.
that was a pretty good story when you crashed that one, right?
Dude, I guess. I just like worked like a 13-hour shift at the bowling alley and then like completely fucking not even a little bit high. Just like literally like 13-hour shift working.
Yeah.
And it's like 2:30 in the morning and I have to drive home to Cornelius and like went on the front roads like an idiot because I got Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And so I was going to go down like TV Highway for a little bit until I could turn onto the road that goes home. And frickin'
Dude, there's gonna be like 3 hillbillies that know exactly where your house is now because you've talked about You're in so many directions. I'm just kidding. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
you got the stalker, those stalker subs.
Bleep out. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I'm fine. I'm fine if I have a few stalker subs. At least they're watching.
Dude, it's like the first level of like a cult fan base, which is what we're trying to get here.
Exactly, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
But freaking, yeah, I got Taco Bell. I remember, dude, I wasn't wearing my seatbelt during this accident. And it was because at Taco Bell, I was like really far away from the window and I tried to get my food, like couldn't like lean forward. So I take my seatbelt off instead of like trying to like make it not lock. And freaking, so I took it off, went and got my food, like something was wrong. So I was like, oh, you forgot like this. And so like I totally forgot, I took my seatbelt off and then I'm just going, not even on my phone, nothing, dude, just driving on TV Highway going like 45, zoned it out, I guess. And then like next thing I know, like freaking red light, car in front of me, like brake lights on. I'm going like 45 still, slam the brakes and just smash right into the back of this car.
And you had no seatbelt?
No seatbelt.
So did you just like slam through the fucking windshield?
I cracked the window with something.
With something.
The cop was like, that was probably your head. No.
The CTE
I'm like,
fucking.
bro, like, there's an airbag. That was probably not my head, but like
The
he's like,
CTE made you forget what
dude,
cracked the
something,
windshield.
bro. I don't know. It was like it happened so fast, bro. It's like boom. Next thing you know, you're just like, and like the horn's just like, and you're just like stuck there.
Oh my god, bro! That lady probably thought you
But then when I
died.
went to the ER that night, because my mom like the ambulance said I was fine.
Yeah.
To like go home, my mom was like,
Whoa.
"You're gonna fall asleep and like never wake up." And I was like, "Okay." And freaking went to the ER just to like for like a checkup. They didn't even tell me anything. And he like looked at my arm because I had like that airbag burn. Like,
Yeah.
the chemicals like burn you a little
Yeah.
bit. So I had like that on my arm. They looked at it and they're like, "Oh, like looks like there's like, did you break glass?" And I was like, "There's like some glass." Like they say they saw like the shiny speckles on my arm. And so I think it was my forearm. But the cop like gave me a no seatbelt ticket because the crack on the windshield, and he said, that's from your head. That has to be from your head. You weren't wearing your seatbelt. And literally like gave me the seatbelt ticket for it.
Damn.
Like, I was going to admit that I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. Like, you know what I mean?
That's so shitty if you get in a crash and then you get a ticket on top of it.
And I had 2 beers in the back, like in a 12-pack from like a party like the last night, like the night before, right? I had like some beers, so I brought a couple beers over and like drank like 2 beers at that party. Had like 2 beers in the freaking thing, and like they're just in the back seat, and they saw them. They're like, "Ooh, MIP, fuck me."
Damn, bro. Okay, so listen, I already knew that part of the story, but I wasn't gonna bring that part up. That's why I was like,
Oh, I just off my record, bro.
"Oh, yeah, that was
Expunged.
before you were
It
18."
was before 18. I didn't even have to expunge it. It's just gonzo. But I got one with the F350 as well.
Really?
I was older than 18. Yeah. Well, the F350, I didn't even have anything. He just said he smelt that shot on my breath.
Really?
And I like, he had me do like
Well,
a sobriety test.
You,
and like,
you said the
I-
person with you was drunk, right? Like you picked. Did they tell that person was
No,
drunk?
she wasn't like that drunk.
I just thought maybe that's kind of how it worked out.
No, but like, yeah, he's like, I could smell like I was talking to this cop and he was just like talking, asking me so many fucking questions.
Yeah.
And then he's like, have you drinking tonight? And I was like, no. And I'm like, he's like, okay. And we just keep talking. And then he's like, okay, so I can smell the alcohol in your breath. Like, what? Where are you drinking? And I was like, dude, okay, so I saw my buddy. It was my first time I seen him, so I just took one shot of like Pendleton with him.
Bro, he was probably bluffing. He was probably like, you just seem a little loose right now.
No,
I don't know. Hindsight's
all I had was that shot of Pendleton, allegedly. On the record, it was one shot of Pendleton. And that's all I drank at Brandon's house.
Leaving there, though, you don't even have to keep talking about that, but I love how this story is just magically... We could talk about it a little bit more off the road. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that's bad, bro.
One of luck, but skill at the same time. Oh, gosh, yeah.
Damn, bro.
What was the next one of those?
That's crazy, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's the crashes, bro. Then I crashed. I don't really want to talk about it because it's still embarrassing. But I crashed a buddy's truck one time. Yeah. And that's the other crash that was on there. Let me just say it sucks to owe somebody a truck.
Bro, that's awesome. That's good, though. That's what I read those questions. Shout out to Jam and PNW, man.
Yeah, dude, those were good ones.
How long did that just keep us going for? Dude, that was we're at 16 minutes so far, and I told Chris, my camera does this thing where it kind of cuts out at like 30, but as long as he's down, I'm totally down to maybe try and just turn off the camera, turn it back on, keep it going. You guys will
play
just...
elevator music in the middle.
You don't even need elevator music. They'll hear us talking still.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it'll just be a black video. So you might have like 30 seconds of black video, but I feel like this is one of those conversations that can kind of just keep going. So, I don't know. Man, you talked about your mom didn't want you to fall asleep. I got a story for you. I got back into skating quite a bit, like with my friend Tanner, like a couple months ago, and we were skating a lot. He told me, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come meet you at the Tualatin Skate Park at like 6 or whatever. Motherfucker's just stalling, you know, and I'm out there just skating by myself, which is cool. There was a bunch of like little kids out there that are really like not good, so I felt like I was like OG as shit, you know, like it was the first time I've ever been the best skater in the park, but like it was like amongst 6-year-olds, and like they were fucking strong competitors, you know, like they weren't like slacking, you know, so but they were still like, okay, yeah, he's like the older kid, and I felt super cool, no big deal. We're all hanging out, and I don't know, this is starting to sound weird. I'm just hanging out with all these fucking kids, but we're all skating in the park. Their parents are fucking watching from the sidelines.
You're just being a cool old guy.
Exactly.
You're not going to be the dick.
Yeah, exactly.
Older guy who's just like, it's my line, bro.
Yeah, that's my line, bro, exactly. So I'm skating. They all leave because it's like 7:30, starting to get dark. I'm an adult now. I'll stay however the fuck how long I want. But I left my car over at the Pyology in Tualatin, which is like a few blocks away from the skate park in Tualatin. And I was skating over there because I like wanted to get like a little bit of like street shit in. And so so I'm down there and my phone is at like 3% or like fucking 5%. I'm skating. They're all gone. I just come down, and it had just started raining, but I had like my headphones in, you know, you can't really tell. Yeah. And I just hit like a little slick spot. I'm sorry, I keep thinking I see something flash on my camera, and so I'm not trying to like interrupt the convo. And so I just hit like a shiny spot or something, fucking spun out, just whapped my head on the ground. Yeah. Fucking, it hurt pretty good. I had this nice little bump. I'm like, fuck this. Fuck Tanner. He's still not here. It's like 9 o'clock. And I forgot to even say that part. He went to fucking Tigard Skate Park, and he was like, oh, sorry, bro. And he was like sending me snaps. Like he went over there instead. He thought I was at Tualatin by the time he finally left, and he went to the wrong place. So he's like skating over there, or he's scootering over there. And so I just start leaving. I'm leaving, and I'm like, fuck Tanner, bro. Dude, because he was gonna pick me up, take me back to my car. Now I feel like I'm concussed. I'm just laid I just laid on the ground in the bowl, just like, not in the bowl, but like in like kind of the drop down area.
Just give me a sec.
Yeah, because I fucking just like ran backwards and just saw the lights as I was going down, just cracked the head, just fucking just out and just laid down, you know? I leave, I make it almost over to my car. I'm just walking with my skateboard because I'm in so much pain back to my car. Yeah. Tanner fucking rolls up alongside me and he's like, bro! And I'm like, dude, and I tell him all about the situation, and then he's like, I'm sorry, man, and I'm like, it's okay, like, I get it, and he just like drives me over to my car, which is, I was like pretty much at this point, you know? I drive myself home. Get home, I tell my mom that it fucking hurt, and like, she's just like, oh, you'll probably be fine, like, you know, if you like start feeling sick, just come talk to me. And I'm like, sounds great. She goes to bed. It's like 11:30 and Dylan comes home and his girlfriend, and I was telling them about it. They're like, well, let me see. And they take a flashlight, point it to the back of my head. I'm like bleeding. And my mom just like went to bed, and I was like, I don't want to wake her up. I just went to bed, bro, and fucking woke up the next morning and then told my mom, she's like, I should have probably looked. But I was like laughing. It made me think about that when you said your mom was like, you're going to fall asleep and die. Yeah, you know, I was like, it just made me think when you're talking about your mom that like is caring about you and shit, and then my mom is just being fucking mother of the year
right
there.
Knows about it though. Your mom would have been able to tell you. She's like, well, yeah, we should probably go, but like she's the one that's there anyway.
I know, dude. She was just like, she went to bed though, and I was like, I'm not trying to wake her up, you know.
Yeah, you're never trying to wake your mom. That never goes over well.
Exactly. It is funny though. It was an okay one. I don't know. There was a few other questions that he sent in
that were good ones.
So he said, first ticket, or you could do your tickets in general.
First ticket. I've only gotten tickets with my crashes.
So your seatbelt ticket and like
the seatbelt ticket and then like MIP, but it was like a driving MIP, like because it's like they don't want to like because I'm underage, but it's not like a DUI if you have closed containers in your car. They're not gonna like because it's not an open container. You know, I
guess that's true.
And so they're not gonna like, but there needs to be something. So it's just an MIP, but it's like a vehicle MIP kind of like it goes on your driving record. Like when I tried to get insurance, well, when I tried, it was off it like after I was 18. But
that makes sense, huh?
But then but other than that, just like one speeding ticket, like a month in.
Really?
Like, cruising down 26, like through North Plains, where everyone gets a speeding ticket. Going 70. On 26, got a speeding ticket. First time ever getting pulled over, no warning, just on 26, going 70, no traffic, like freaking 10:30 in the morning on a Saturday.
You're just like, oh, this is cool.
Right, like literally no cars on the road, bro. Nah, he's like, well, you went 71 past Glencoe Road, and then we clocked you at 69. I was like, fucking A, all right. So.
Yeah, see, I've been pulled over a few times, and I've only gotten the speed racing ticket, and that's like how I got the name and shit. In the fucking parking lot in the 240. It's an old school story, bro. That was.
I got a speed racing ticket. You can call yourself Speed Racer now.
Well, yeah, SpeedRacinJason. Now, I pretty much like I started going to my work at Biology, and my manager was like fucking around. He was calling me SpeedRacinJason because I was like, "Yo, man, I need a couple extra shifts, you know, to take care of this."
I got a speeding ticket.
He's like, "What did you do?" I was like, "A speed racing ticket." And so anytime I'm SpeedRacinJason's here type of shit, you know, I'm working at a pizza place, so like it was like equally just like funny just because of like the whole setup, you know,
like a TV show line right
exactly,
there.
Exactly, bro. SpeedRacinJason's here, and so so I started the YouTube channel, and I was like, this is what I was gonna call it. It all kind of rhymes too, you know. Like I remember real young, like 5 years old probably in preschool. I almost said 5th grade, and I was like, I'm sorry, I was way younger than that. Especially when you hear the story, we were in a circle, and they're like, you had to come up with a word that rhymed with your name. And I remember doing racing for Jason. Yeah. And my teacher being like, that doesn't rhyme. And I'm like, yes, it does, bro. And we had a conversation about it. And
Racing Jason.
And now I fucking go by that. Like, I think it fucking works out.
That's
okay.
OG, dude.
Yeah.
Well, freaking everyone calls me Breezy. And like that nickname came like on my own because like my last name is like Breazile and it's spelled dumb. Yeah. And so like got Breezy from it, like bullshitting with the homies, and we're like, dude, Breezy, like that fucking.
How do you get Breazile spelt like that when there's a fucking country named the same thing spelt completely different?
I'm starting to like question. I think my family just says that because they think it's cooler than like Breazile.
Breazile. Breazile's kind of dope, bro. Breazile, like Breeze Island.
That'd be tight. The Breeze Isles, bro.
The Breeze Isles, holy shit, bro. When you start your podcast on the Breeze Isles.
Because like my grandma claims to be like super into like ancestry stuff and like has this big like thick like binder with documents and like all kinds of crazy shit, right? And like apparently like the indentured servant that came over here from Europe that like worked for whoever, like they took on the last name of like the person that like brought them over. Yeah. And like apparently it was Brazil, and it was spelled Brazil, and then like apparently back then like the census would come around and people like would know how to like talk but not know how to like spell or like write, and like so over time it like changed to a bunch of different things apparently, right? So like every time, like, I don't know, so like apparently it just like it just changed. It just,
Dude, I'm still listening.
It just changed through time, and then it like it's spelled how it's spelled now.
Yeah.
And like apparently my grandma says this is just grandma talk though. But
Yeah.
like it's a really like thick book. Apparently the family's been into this
I feel
ancestry
you.
stuff. So like I don't know if it's true or not, but there's no like there's no real source.
Yeah. They make all that shit online now.
I'm not gonna give anybody my DNA, bro. Give Big Brother your freaking genetic code. No. Nah, dude.
Bro,
They got you under their thumb, bro. If you give him your DNA too, bro.
Dude, are you going Eddie Bravo on this podcast?
I'm going off the grid here soon, bud. Now we're talking about it, dude. Now
Dude, you
they
just
know.
give everyone online your address and shit. We need to set up those face cameras like we were talking about, but that's when people start getting the deep fakes of your face, bro. If you're trying to get into conspiracies, that's when they start faking your shit right there.
It's a dangerous game. It's a slippery slope. That's what I'm
Dude,
saying.
you know what I watched yesterday? Is
What?
the movie Eagle Eye.
Dude, that's the sketchy one, huh?
Dude, listen, so I
It
watched...
seems realistic.
I have... Not so much anymore, bro. It doesn't, though. It doesn't anymore, though. Go watch it now. You're like, what the fuck is this giant globe floating?
It wouldn't be that. It could do all the same stuff essentially,
It would
right?
do all the same stuff,
but it would just be like
in a computer. Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be like a robot
Yeah,
with
this
an eyeball.
robot eye that was like killing people when it got too close to the servers and shit. Either way, I watched Abby clicked on it on the TV, so I got it like halfway through. But I will be real, I was having some fucking legit 1985 George Orwell fucking dreams last night after watching GoldenEye. It was kind of insane. It was kind of a good movie though, and like it was back when Shia LaBeoff wasn't
like
crazy.
He was a gangster still.
Dude,
back
he
then.
was.
It was like
And
after Transformer 1, and he's like Shia LaBeouf.
100%.
Action star Shia LaBeouf.
Action star Shia. Do you remember? He also did that movie Disturbia.
Never seen that.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. I don't fucking know. Somebody will correct me in the comments. It doesn't really matter, but he did this movie where he was like, he got on house arrest because he was like drunk driving and killed someone, I think.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Yeah, it's a rough
That'll
one,
get you
bro.
house arrest, maybe.
It'll get you house arrest. He was like on house arrest for something, I forget. It doesn't matter. And he's like, it's kind of creepy now. And I don't know if they let this slide nowadays on the movies, but he has like binoculars and he's like staring at his neighbor that's like hot as shit, and she's like changing through the window and stuff, you know? Like, I don't... Shia LaBeouf should get fucking Me Too'd for this movie, is all I'm
for
saying.
the movie.
Yeah.
Like, if that happened nowadays.
But like, he's looking at her and shit, and then he like starts... And then he starts like spying on all of his neighbors because he has like nothing to do. He gets so bored from like the TV and shit. It's like a good movie. He's like a teenager. He's in high school, I think. And then like he starts noticing his one neighbor is kind of like sketchy as fuck, like a suspect. And then like he sees like he sees her, he like just captures someone and yanks him into the house or something. And then like he calls the police, and the police are like, what the fuck, you know, he's getting, they think he's like going crazy because he's just locked in his room and shit because of the house arrest. And then he sees like the hot girl he spies on, because he's like kind of had a few interactions with her or something.
Yeah, so he kind of likes her.
Yeah,
and,
like they start loving each other.
Yeah.
The creepy neighbor steals her. So he's like trying to get her from the
So
fucking
then he's like,
neighbor.
fuck the police, bro.
Fuck the police. He's like trying to chop the ankle bracelet off and shit, you know, like get over there. I don't know. It's a good movie, bro. It might be on Netflix or somewhere. I don't know. You can probably find it on YouTube, bro. It's an old Shia LaBeouf classic, so nobody wants it because that dude went crazy
It's definitely on Netflix then.
Yeah. I don't know.
I can stream it for free.
You could find it somewhere. All I'm saying is people might remember it. It was kind of a good movie. I remember watching it when I was young though, and it kind of freaked me out.
One
I
of
was
those
like,
sleeper movies that's like you never would suspect to watch it.
I'd like to watch it again because I don't know if it holds up nearly as well. But
Yeah,
like,
now that you're older and you understand what makes a movie good or bad.
I don't know, bro. I like the Eagle Eye and I even got into it even though like all of the graphics were so like the same shit that was happening in like Tokyo Drift, like Fast and Furious, like all orange, like computer, like
It's like,
orange
it was like
and
a
right.
video game,
Yeah, it was
bro.
like a video game that I was watching on
Like
TV.
video games look better than that nowadays.
It was pretty good though. It's honestly not a bad movie, I guess. I don't know, dude.
I remember it being good when I watched it.
This podcast sometimes turns into like a like a movie like review critic type deal.
Dude,
because,
it's so easy to talk about movies.
dude, me and Abby were talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy because I just, up until 3 days ago, I hadn't seen the second or third one.
I think I might have to leave.
Bro, I'd only watched the first one, and I went and watched all of them, and I was like, this is fucking legit. And then we tried to watch the fourth
Johnny
one.
Depp's a gangster.
He is, man.
A little bit.
In those movies, he's a straight up gang. He's the best
thug.
pirate I've
He's
ever
a
seen.
thug, bro.
Yeah.
Just wings it, but it works.
Dude, I kind of like those movies a little too much.
Those movies are like nostalgic too, because I loved them as like a little kid.
See,
You
that's
didn't
what-
because
that's what I'm saying.
Because you're a freaking loser, apparently.
Dude, I didn't. I was missing out. Like I was.
Dude,
they
that
used to
was-
scare the shit
That was
out
like
of me.
my childhood, bro.
Like I saw
Pirates of the Caribbean. I
the
used to have
first one
toys
came
and
out
shit.
in 2003, right? So I would have been like 6 or 7, and it was fucking horrifying to me. And I was like, no thanks. And then I just like wasn't too. I remember trying to see parts of the second one, and it was just too long for me to get into.
Yeah.
I had like fucking very bad undiagnosed ADHD as a child, I think.
Yeah. No, I could only get into movies like if they were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If they're good. If it's not good and I don't like it, then I can't. Then like 5 minutes tops before I'm doing something else.
I think the camera might have just done what I was talking about.
Oof.
And I understand what
One
you're
of those
talking.
days.
I understand what you're talking about because like, yeah, it totally did. But I think we can just. Oh, what are you doing here? Let's go like this. Let's turn this bad
Sounds
boy
like
off.
you need a new camera.
No, it's actually not the worst camera. It's more just like all
Whatever
cameras.
that is. Go jailbreak it. There's a way to do it.
Well, you know how we were talking about a producer? That's another thing.
Like, Alex, how's it going back there?
That's another thing the producer does is
Right.
like there's like 4 cameras and they just go through and they're changing them real fast. You know, and
It's
that's why they
when they're
cut a little
talking
bit.
to them, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's talking and an hour and a half in and they don't even have the camera to him. It's because they're like, the camera died real fast. But it doesn't even die. Like I didn't even need to change out the batteries. It's just like 30 minutes exactly. And I've read that it's kind of like something to do with if you keep it under 30 minutes, they don't have to qualify it as a video camera. It's just a camera. Made it kind of sense to the guy that was explaining it on the internet.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I think it's just easier to sell the shit, because I think like all these
classification
all
stuff.
these cameras and shit, a lot of them come from like overseas and shit.
Politics.
So I think like they're like, look, this isn't a video camera, it's just a camera.
It just makes it easier for somewhere in the process. It makes it easier for someone that it's not a
100%.
video camera.
And then it also like all SD cards break them up into like it's like 10-minute chunks or something like that. I forget what it is. I don't know. You can kind of change that shit to be different. It's kind of bizarre, like the whole thing. Like I said, it's all shit that I'm trying to learn how to do by myself. It's like I need a camera guy back here. I need a Jamie.
Right.
When I have Abby
Good.
over, she's like always like, "I'll just be your Jamie." And I'm
everyone
like,
needs a
"No,
young Jamie,
I
dude."
want you on the podcast though.
Yeah,
I want
sure.
like a
Young Jamie can be on the podcast.
I want a young Jamie, but like my issue is oh no, you're all good. Just you're all good,
I
bro.
didn't have to decline that. They just stopped calling me. Like, oh God.
They're like, wait, wrong number. No, I want a young Jamie, but like you need a young Jamie that knows more. Like I need an audio guy,
Yeah.
I can't just get a young Jamie that like doesn't know anything. Is yours still going?
No, something happened with it.
Oh, you're all
It
good.
stopped at 32.
Oh, okay. Well, then you just stopped. You want to restart it? Start
Well,
another
probably
one?
got when I got that phone call. Huh?
Oh, yeah. That's probably exactly what happened.
Yeah, can it be 2?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just start a new one.
And we're back.
And we're back. Sorry if the audio got a little quiet there. He got a phone call, and then it turned off his voice memo. He's all good, though.
That's wild.
You're all good, bro. All good. Like we said, we're trying to learn all of this shit.
Learning.
Dude,
if you look back at it in your first couple podcasts, don't have some technical fuck ups. Like, bro.
You just said that. You watched the first episode of the Joe Rogan
Dude, that
Experience.
was the first 20 minutes. They're sitting there like, okay, but if I click this,
what does it
was
do?
this going to work now? Well, yeah, well. Okay,
They're all
but
just-
what about, they're not even like, right? Like, the whole episode is kind of that. They never start fucking talking.
Joe Rogan, exactly. Joe Rogan posted a picture, and it was like 10 years ago today the podcast started, and it's him and Brian Redbrand both staring at the
like
screen.
super close up. Like,
They're like this. They're like, is it working? You good out there, guys?
it was hard to watch, dude. It was hard to watch.
It kind of is, but
Joe Rogan
like,
had a full head of hair too, dude.
dude, I know. And if
Could you imagine a day?
So like I said, I've listened to a lot of them, and I don't know if it's the first one or the first couple, but like Brian Redband used to throw like snowflakes over the fucking webcam. So like snowflakes would be coming down, and Joe Rogan would get so pissed. He'd be like, Brian, get that shit off my screen. What is all that fruity shit on my screen?
They were the exact same back then, though. He's the same dude.
He's the same dude. Dude, he'll be talking. He just knows a little less about aliens and shit.
Yeah, right. He just knows a little less of that. Like, whoa. He's not like he just like doesn't know as much, but he's the same guy. He just knew less.
One of the things that he talks about is like he always says that his conversation skills have gotten so much better. And I'm like, I think this is the 5th episode. Holy shit, I've noticed so many things about myself that I'm like, I want to punch myself in the face because I used to be so good about making eye contact.
Yeah.
And then like maybe a couple months ago, I started doing this thing where I'll look off and then it feels like to the person that I'm not listening.
Yeah, they're not listening. But
and I'm like, no, I'm still fully
listening. It's like an ADD thing, kind of like.
It 100% is, and I'm also always trying to do more than one thing at a time.
Yeah,
like right now,
so
we're trying to do a podcast.
But I could be looking at dope visuals on your wall here.
A little bit, and it's also like I just panic for a brief second. I'm like, is camera good? You know,
right,
and I just have to like
so many things to worry about that are in eye shot, and you're just like.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
And
I have the same problem.
That's one of the things that I'm like
catch myself
trying to stay in. And I've listened to a few of the podcasts, and someone will say something, and it's like a really good point, and I just like don't know how to respond for a second. And instead of just taking the moment to think about it, I want to just keep the thing going.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, "Damn, you're right." And that's it. And then I'm just like, next time I just start talking about something else.
Yeah, you
and
forget that you're even thinking about it in the first place.
Yeah, it's just like too much. They'll say so much that I'm like, holy.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
That's like that racing like thought process. You just can never just like slow yourself down and just, okay, he said that.
Little bit.
Okay, well, here's what I want to say. It's hard. It's hard.
I used to be a lot better at it though, and I think it's just because I haven't been having enough of like the conversations, and that's like what Rogan's always talking about is you sit down and like, I mean, we're 36 minutes and like that phone call, both of us had the same look of disgust at whoever was calling. Like, you're interrupting something.
Like, do you understand? Like, I have a life outside of whatever the fuck we got going on, dude. Like,
and you're like, I have something good going right here. You just broke it, bro. Right. You just broke it for
like, you want to get mad at them, but to them, it's just like any other day that they would call you that you'd answer all chirpy.
Yeah, exactly. And so like, you're just. You know, there's so much stuff going on sometimes that you forget to even calm down and think about it. And once you do, it makes you get better about sitting down and talking for longer and longer.
Exactly.
And I don't know. I feel like there's a few people out there that are watching this that are watching this.
If they made it this far.
No, that's what I was just gonna say. Not everyone makes it this far. Totally down. Nobody. Well, we were talking. We'll listen to the full Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
There's a few people out there
that like listen to the whole thing. That's like they're like full listeners.
Because they'll comment about something that I talked about at like 28 minutes in, and I'm like, dude, if you're listening at that point, you're probably listening to the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't stop. Like, yeah, if you make it through the first like 10 minutes, then like you're probably listening to the whole thing. Because it's either like you want to listen to it or you don't.
Well,
and it doesn't take you that long to figure it out.
I was hoping that you were going to want to come on at some point in time, and you're always welcome back because you've been a great guest so far, and I knew you were going to be because I remember just back in the day, and even like when you got here, even before you got here though, I was like, me and this kid can fucking talk for hours upon hours.
We've done it.
And you sat down, and we talked for probably 45 minutes before the podcast started, and we were just cooking away, and we were like busting out over some topics that I was like,
it could be a 2-hour, 3-hour podcast. Easy.
I know.
If I just come here and we just start it.
Well, that's what I want, is to eventually learn how to do longer and longer. Mm-hmm. And I think like I said, like it's still recording this second clip. I'll be able to merge all of it. It's just a little bit, it's the same shit, I think.
Just a little bit of leg work.
Yeah. I'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. What were we, did we talk about anything too good when you first got here that we had to like, we should have got on video? I don't think so.
Nothing really.
I think it was all just catching up shit that was probably best left off the PC, bro, the podcast.
You got to separate your personal life and your work life at the end of the day.
Well, I was thinking like, dude, I think Joe Rogan probably is like, he's a different level, you know, but I think he takes those motherfuckers out to eat and shit. He like wines and dines.
A lot of times, like at the end of them, they'll start talking about like, dude, you want to go get steaks after this? Like, multiple times I've seen that.
I mean beforehand too, and I think that's what's good about what we did is we did talk for like 45 or 30 minutes beforehand, got that conversation flowing, and then I was like, 1 second, let's just pause this and start it up, you know?
Yeah.
Because like we kind of got out all the, like the little bit of the conversation, you know, that you don't necessarily need.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I think all of it was you. I'm not saying that, I don't know.
Yeah, you're talking down to a conversation earlier, and I'm super upset about it.
And that's how I felt. That I was
Tell me that wasn't podcast quality conversation? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's exactly what I was starting to think you were starting to assume I was saying, and I'm like, look, bro.
Yeah, dude, I'm a little butthurt now.
This sounds like a conversation I'd be having with my girlfriend, where I just talked a little too long and she didn't interrupt me, and I just like, she let me keep going, and then I dug myself into a hole. I was like, whoa, dude.
It's like, nice job with that one, dipshit.
Listen to this. Okay, this is a good story, bro. Last night, you know the song Low Life by Future and The Weeknd?
Probably.
Okay, so Future comes on. If you catch me cheating, I would never tell her sorry. Whatever the fuck he says. Okay? He says that like 3 times. If she catch me cheating, I would never tell her sorry. I was singing along to this song out here in the office with Abby, and I'm like making eye contact with her because like I always do that type of shit.
Yeah, you're just singing out, you're just serenading her with the Future vibe.
You're serenading her.
Going in.
Yeah, and then I looked at her, I was like, look, if you caught me cheating, I'd tell you sorry. Because I was trying to be a nice guy, and then I was like, wait, like, no, you will never catch me cheating. And then I was like, whoa, I'm just not cheating on you, is what I meant to, like.
And now she's like, well, you definitely are now, because you're being fucking sketchy for no reason. I obviously didn't think you were singing the song, dude.
No, bro, she watched. Yeah,
like, dude, I know you were singing the song, idiot. Like,
no. She knew I was singing a song.
Yeah.
I was trying to show her I'm a better guy than Future.
Right, yeah.
if she did catch me cheating, I would say I'm sorry. And then I was like, wait, you're just not going to catch me cheating. And I was like, you're not going to catch me cheating because I'm not cheating.
but if you did, I would definitely say sorry.
Exactly what I was
Because you never know what's going to happen. Like, if you start bearing, because like, there's in a million lifetimes, maybe a chance.
Yeah. Dude, I just started, you go down those holes sometimes, you're like, shh. Fucking you talk now.
You're like, yeah, I'm done.
You just take the reins, bro. Change the conversation.
And next time, just don't let it get to that point.
Bro, it happens sometimes, though. I don't know.
That's what you do. That's what you do when you're a talker. I just get going sometimes. And you start to just realize, like, this is getting really dumb. Like, I'm starting to get really dumb now. I should just stop talking. I'm just talking to hear myself talk now.
Bro, but I don't know. Sometimes you just beat yourself up a little bit. I do it for sure.
Oh, I do that, like, really bad. I'm just like, dude, I was such an idiot when I said that earlier. I sounded like a freaking... Oh, God.
Are you gonna, you probably just shouldn't watch the podcast.
I was gonna say, I'm probably not gonna watch this.
That's totally okay.
Because I know like not a bunch of people, but a couple people who were like, dude, I'm gonna watch that, I'm gonna listen to it. And I was like, awesome, I shouldn't have told you about that. Maybe I should have not said anything.
Is it bad that that's why I love having guests? That's my goal. It's like Joe Rogan has done 1,400 episodes, right?
So insane, yeah.
Or more. So if you do 1,400 episodes and you have a guest on a lot of those episodes, I feel like that guest is more than likely going to tell at least. I bet you tell fucking 15 people in the next month that you did this podcast.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or like you post about it or something like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like check out Jason's podcast.
Exactly,
like, and then Jason's podcast.
And then someone's talking about it too. Someone's talking to you about Joe Rogan or a different podcast that they like and shit, and you're like, I did a podcast.
You're like, I did a podcast one time.
And then they're like, really? And you're like,
it wasn't huge, but like, dude, we did a fucking podcast. It out. Exactly. Technically, it's an official podcast.
But that's what I'm saying is someone comes in and they watch you talk or they watch us talk and then they're like, you know what? I don't hate that SpeedRacinJason guy. He's not a bad guy. Maybe I check out another one of his videos.
You can never, like the amount of like...
But that's so much watch time, from one person. And then it will recommend my videos again. They're like, you know what? He wasn't that bad. They click on another one.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then I've gained 5 new people just from you coming on. You can keep coming on because like I said, you're fucking doing great.
So a little more every time. Like my new friends or like...
Exactly. Yeah, that's what that Jam and PNW kid said. He was like, you should interview people in the car scene and ask them these questions. And I liked all of those questions and I'm totally interviewing people in the car scene. But I think that's what's so good about a lot of podcasts is you just have your friends on and it's like, that's all I'm doing is I'm like, look, these are my friends that I think are fucking interesting people that more people should know about.
Yeah, exactly.
We live in a weird social media world where it's like, dude, if you just have enough people that want to talk to you or listen to you, they think you're interesting enough, you start making money just because you're talking. And it's like, bro, I'll have my friends on. I can start them eventually in the same path, get them on their own shit.
And then you at the same time with all that, you never know who of anyone that can has access to what you're doing.
Exactly.
And that can
I'm waiting for you to go home tonight and start your fucking rap career or whatever it is you're trying to get going, and you blow the fuck up, and then I'm like,
I had
See
that
Breezy,
kid.
bro. See Breezy,
Yeah.
that new rapper. He was fucking on my
Yeah,
podcast
before they were
4,
famous.
bro.
Before they were famous.
Before they were famous type of
That's
shit.
what you
bro.
got to kind of guess to where you're making before they were famous videos in the future.
Like Adam 22, bro. That's what he did. Like Tekashi 6ix9ine and shit. He had that, like him and like X, all those people on his
like
podcast.
early.
Early.
And they all blew up. They all blew up.
Yeah, he always talks about how he like took them to Rolling Loud for their first time and all this shit. What up? You wanna come be on the podcast, Dylan?
All right.
Just shuts the door. What's up? What are you doing? Okay.
Really? You're not even gonna come say hi, bitch?
Well, I was coming to say hi, but
Come say hi on the mic.
Come on, get in the video. Just flash it. People want to see your face.
Make a No, not like that. They want a Dillbilly appearance, bro. Come on
Honestly.
in. Say, okay.
All right, fine.
ask him if I should make a YouTube channel.
SpeedRacinJason, subscribe.
No, I'm gonna make my own and I'm gonna become bigger than him.
He keeps saying he's like gonna make his own YouTube channel, become bigger than me, and I fully support him. Dylan, I want you to start your podcast or
Yeah,
channel,
no
whatever
balls.
you want.
Could you imagine?
Do it, bro.
Make it like a truck. Like he uses like cars, make yours about
100%.
trucks, and just get way bigger and be like, yeah, bitch.
Dude, I've told you a million times that I will piggyback off your success all day long, hanging out with Dillbilly 69 420 on YouTube, bro.
600,000 subs.
Dude, I'm down with it. I'm gonna be like, and listen, your truck's just outside, so you're probably famous on Instagram. I'll just take a pic every day, new
gotta do
pic,
it.
you know, tag you, get all that fan base.
Alright, whatever.
Whenever you want. You be the first. You could be a guest on my podcast.
Alright.
Okay. Dude, my family's so
Cracks me
fucking
up.
unsupportive of my YouTube
Cracks
channel. My
me
little sister's 13 years old, and
I-
she broke my heart the other day. She was telling me,
Oh, I bet she did.
she goes, Jason, I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel, but all I kind of do is just refresh till your videos get off my screen.
That's hilarious.
Like, damn,
That's something she would say too.
damn.
That's something she would say.
Dude, they're all like that. And she goes, Dylan, aren't you the same way? And I'm like, listen, I'm about to start crying because
Well,
I
I
have
know.
no support here, but
Dude.
can you guys take it down a notch? And they just start roasting harder. I'm like,
All right,
fucking.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, my mom goes, where you going? I'm like, outside. She's like, why? I was like, they're just fucking ruining my morning. I was like, I have no enthusiasm to go film a podcast after this. But then I keep putting myself out there, and then like for example, that kid who sent in those questions, he's like,
Yeah.
hey, I was watching the podcast. It seems like you're like whatever, you know,
Yeah.
you give me a couple compliments. He was super nice about it. I'm like, people are watching this shit. Fuck them, bro. I don't care. She goes, what? The 30 people that are watching it? And I'm like, pretty much, bro. But those 30 people are fucking loyal, so
Yeah,
shout out
those
to
are
them, bro.
awesome, yeah.
And those 30 people will tell another 30 people, then it's 60 people, and then those 60 people.
Yeah.
And the thing is I have 1.1K subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I have a decent reach. It's more just like how much people like are interested in what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
A lot
Get
of
him to want to see him.
the
Yeah.
podcasts are just like more very specific, like designated to me type of audience. It's weird, you know?
Yeah, but like I don't know, you just like never know those people. And then like, dude, if only 5 of those people are listening, like that's enough to like want to do it again because it's like it's 5 people that like you're like they find joy or whatever it is
100%.
in what you're doing. So it's like, dude, that's
Well,
that's
and you
cool
have
enough.
like a lot of guests on it, and then you get more views, or like you kind of do like
you just
that
reach like
episode-
more people.
That
Like,
episode 2 that I did with like 4 or 5 people on here, that one's at like 80 views or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like my drift videos are like, I have lots of videos on my channel that are 1,000 plus views, but they're just like drift videos, really well keywords, you know?
Yeah,
like-
yeah, exactly.
And then people are like Pat's Acres,
Yeah.
and then my videos pop up.
yeah,
all day
exactly. For
long.
someone who's like, oh, I'm gonna go to Pat like for the first time.
And like that's what's crazy is I go out there and you get recognized, and I feel so fucking cool, bro.
Yeah.
In front of my friends,
that
I'm
little
like,
community,
oh!
dude. Just, hey, it's SpeedRacinJason.
They go, aren't you SpeedRacinJason? Like this one kid, he did it. He goes, aren't you SpeedRacinJason? I was like, fuck yeah, I am, bro. And I was feeling down on myself that day, and I pull out like 10 fucking stickers, hand them to him.
Yes.
He's like, thank you so much, dude. That's what's crazy is like those people out of, and I don't want to get too fucking emotional right now, but those people out of Pat's Acres, bro, they'll do something like that, and like they don't know that like I've had like a bad day that
Yeah,
day.
it just like makes your day,
Dude, it fucking-
It's just like
I'm like, yes, bro. I'm like,
dude,
it's
it makes
paying
it
off.
worth it, dude. Just like
100%.
even if that's like all it ever is, dude. Like that's dope. Like your community of people that like.
Yeah, I think
know
it'll
what I mean?
slowly just keep
Well,
growing.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it will-
exactly.
It will, but like,
You just gotta like reach those people that like what you're doing, because like it's this very, like you said, it's like it's a specific number of people that like the podcast that are like into the kind of conversations you have.
Yeah.
But like as like it's like 5 people like from me that watch it, like maybe one of them is, but that's like the only way that you're gonna reach those specific people is that like for it's like word of mouth. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be because they see drift. Like the odds of finding someone. That's, like,
and that's why I'm
shit.
kind of like. I do my drift videos and I try and leave in like a little, because people are like, I don't like the vloggy shit sometimes, but I'm like, I leave it in there because then it's like, maybe they catch a clip off of that vlog that they're like, this kid's kind of funny. And then they like click on the channel and then they're like, or like they think someone in my group's funny and shit.
That's what you want it to be too, is like, you don't just want it to be about like videos. It's like, it's about you.
Yeah.
It's like SpeedRacinJason. Like you're Jason. It's like, you're part of it. It's not just like edited drift videos. It's like, dude, it's my shit.
Yeah. And like, I need to start drifting again because I want to so fucking bad. And it's like and I was just telling you asked me about it. You're like, what happened? And I've talked about it on the podcast, but I get my license back in 2 fucking days, and that's been a real handicap to me making money because I do Postmates,
you need a car.
Drop off hoodies like a bad drug dealer, and fucking do other things like like where I'm just driving around all the time. It's like I need my car back, and I'll get that back. And
it's hard to hustle without a car.
Things will start going back in order, get out back on the track again, and then that's a huge promotion too. It's just being out there, and drifting, you know. And then I'm part of the drift video, not just filming it. I love just filming it too, but I love being inside of it because what I do a lot of the times, and like shout out to all the people at Pat's Acres, and they're not watching this deep in the conversation, so it doesn't matter. But I'll totally toss my vest to one of the homies that I'm like that have been out on media before, and so like it's not that suspicious. I'm like, you can take the vest, just go out there, really fucking nice, fucking, go out to the gate and sign the waiver real fast, and they'll let you, and just be like, it's my vest, and then you can just take it and fucking film a little bit for me on like the outside clips of my car, because then it's rad,
being in the video like yourself.
I get my own clips into the video.
Exactly.
It's like,
it's not just about making videos, it's about like your videos.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it like that, and I don't know. It slowly grows and shit. I don't know, man. It's one of those things that it's just a definite grind, and I try to tell myself, I'm like, dude, and like I just said, 1,400 podcasts by Rogan. You think that first one he had 6.2 million subscribers? Not a chance,
exactly,
bro.
Yeah, it's like, but you got to start somewhere. It has to, you know what I mean? It has to grow from something.
And I hope that and I was talking, like when Dylan just came in, that's my little brother, by the way, anybody that doesn't know that. But when Dylan just came in and he's like, I'm going to start a channel and grow bigger than you. I'm like, I fucking hope you do, bro. Because Joe Rogan always talks about that too. He's like, a famine mentality. Fuck that. We don't need a famine mentality of like there's not enough to go around. Yeah. YouTube is one of those things that it's like, if he got big, I just have to make 3 videos with him, and then I'm like recommended with all of his videos too, Yeah. It just turns into a weird little wormhole. Like everyone should be doing their own shit if they want to. If they have any motivation at all, I encourage them to get out there and like a lot of fucking boundaries, but like you make it through. It's not that hard.
Yeah, exactly.
You learn new shit like we were talking about. Like I still haven't really figured these bad boys out, but teach all of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You figure it out. There's YouTube videos for fucking everything. There's YouTube videos to make how to make
learn
YouTube
how to
videos.
do anything. You don't need to.
And all of that shit too. Like I was talking about those programs like Skillshare and all that stuff that you can learn and like get one of those how-to books for dummies, bro. One of those yellow pages on YouTube videos. I bet you that's a thing nowadays.
Oh yeah, dude.
E-commerce market.
Like freaking like for school, it was always like that. Like you could learn everything you learn at school on the internet for free.
Dead ass.
Like, cause like I had teachers that were like that would just like put up those videos. Yeah, that's how they would freaking teach. You know what I mean? But they have that for everything that there is to teach. There's just fucking videos people showing. You can learn how to play instruments on YouTube. You can learn how to do anything.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
It's all on YouTube.
There's literally people on YouTube that I've seen that just teach themselves new skills from YouTube videos.
And that's like what they do.
That's what they do. Like I've seen this one guy, he was just like, I'm gonna teach myself how to do a kickflip and like do an ollie like this weekend. And then I like went to his channel, and all of his channel was like teaching myself how to do this in a weekend, teaching myself how to play like
and that's
this.
His channel.
Yeah, dude, he's like, okay, I don't necessarily want to learn how to play the guitar the best, I just want to know how to play Stairway to Heaven
Yeah,
on the
just
guitar.
one song, so
And
you
it's-
just learn that one song. And you don't know anything about how to play guitar, but you know which strings to play for that
That's
song.
what he was doing with skateboarding. He his buddy knows how to skate, and so he called him up. He's like, "Look, I need you to teach me how to do a kickflip and do an ollie, learn how to do a few tricks." Dude, me and Abby just watched this video, and I told her, I was like, should I even click on it? Because it's going to screw up my YouTube feed, but it's a good one. It was playing Darude Sandstorm on boom whackers, bro. You know what boom whackers are? No. They're these big plastic tubes that you just hit on the ground. It's like a boom and a whack, you know, and it makes these noises.
Yeah.
And it was called Harvard Thud is the YouTube channel. So anyone that's still watching, go check it out after this podcast. You can go watch. Dude, they're going to get a bump of 3 views on their video. But they actually had, it was like one of those things that just oddly got recommended because I watched the full 3-minute video because it was sick, dude. Yeah. And their whole channel is them just playing different songs on these boom whackers, bro. And it's these 8 kids from Harvard that started
That's
YouTube
awesome.
channel, an after school club too. It's like the Harvard Thud is what it's called. And they just play songs on boom whackers and make videos and post it on YouTube.
So funny. That's awesome, dude. There's everything on YouTube.
It's
so
is,
funny,
man.
dude. YouTube's awesome.
The amount of videos that are being posted on YouTube and shit like that is absolutely crazy.
I remember I heard the number.
I've heard the number too. And
all the YouTube video, the amount of time of YouTube videos watched in a day. And
100%.
It's so many hours. It's if it's not in the billions, bro, it's in millions and millions of freaking hours of YouTube videos watched every day.
All that shit is just
There's
crazy.
so much traffic going through YouTube. It's insane.
Dude, and then it's crazy how much they have to do to regulate it. You know, with all their algorithms and shit.
Yeah. There's some smart people behind YouTube.
Dead ass.
It's a complex.
Do you ever watch Your Mom's House podcast? Mm-mm. That's a good one, and it's with Tom Segura and his wife Christina Pazinski, and they have some crazy shit on there. And they found this one dude called RPC, Robert Paul Champagne. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'll have to show you the videos after this, and you'll lose your shit. He's the creepiest dude on the internet, and I shouldn't even be saying it because he's on the internet, and I'm not trying to make him feel bad about himself, but Tom Segura on his podcast, on Your Mom's House podcast, played one of this dude's video, and you can't see him doing it, but he's busting a nut on YouTube, bro. His video has 27 views, and they're just playing it. Oh, the battery died, bro.
Oh.
It's a crazy fucking video though, and this dude is just absolutely crazy. And we're all good because the audio is still recording, so we'll just end it up pretty much right here.
Yeah.
Because I think we're doing good. This is probably a 40.
Hour, yeah.
Oh my god, bro!
longer.
56.
It's an hour long.
Dude, we did
Yes.
an hour. Okay.
That's nice.
I appreciate it, man. Like
That's
I
a
said,
real one.
you're a great guest.
Dude, thanks for having me on, dude.
Yeah, anything you
It was
want to
awesome,
talk about
dude.
real fast before we end it? Plug your shit.
Life rips.
Life rips, bro.
Life fucking rips.
Okay.
Remember that.
Life rips. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on. And yeah, so
course.
we're all good. Love you, bro. Have a
Love
good
you
one.
too. You too.
Another high five. Okay.